Right, so get this, we're diving deep into AI ethics today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, seems like you're checking out the certification program, maybe thinking about getting certified.
Mm-hmm.
Smart move.
Yeah.
We are about to unpack what it takes to use AI responsibly, and trust me, it's way more exciting than just some boring lecture.
Okay.
We're talking global impact industries, already knee-deep in this stuff. It's not just for the techies anymore.
Right.
Everyone needs to be in the know.
It's true. It's really fascinating because AI ethics isn't some futuristic sci-fi plot, you know?
Right.
It's about making sure that right now the AI being developed is used in a way that benefits society.
Yeah.
We're not talking robot overlords,
Okay.
but avoiding real harm or making existing inequalities even worse.
So let's, Terminator, more about the nuts and bolts of how AI is actually being used today.
Precisely. Think healthcare, banking, transportation.
Yes.
They're all integrating AI at a rapid pace.
Wow.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, so AI is booming and it's everywhere. But hold on. Module 1 of this certification program says AI could boost the global economy by a mind-blowing $15.7 trillion by 2030.
Wow.
Is that even possible?
That's what the projections indicate.
Really?
And it's a trend impacting every corner of the world.
Wow.
While North America is currently leading the charge with a 28.8% market share, both Asia Pacific and Europe are hot on their heels. This isn't just a Silicon Valley phenomenon anymore.
That's huge.
Yeah.
But with that kind of growth, there have got to be some serious ethical challenges, right?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The source material dives into some critical areas.
Okay.
Let's start with bias and fairness,
Okay.
which Module 2 unpacks. Imagine this AI systems can actually pick up and amplify existing biases found in the data they're trained on.
Wait, so if the data itself is skewed, the AI will just inherit that prejudice?
Exactly.
That's a bit unsettling.
It is, and it can lead to unfair outcomes in all sorts of scenarios.
Oh.
Imagine biased algorithms making decisions about loans, job applications, or even influencing law enforcement.
Yikes. That's pretty serious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of unsettling, what about our privacy? I mean, AI is handling more and more of our personal data every day.
That's another major concern.
Yeah.
And Module 4 really gets into the nitty-gritty of privacy and security.
Okay.
We're talking about incredibly sensitive information being processed by AI, which makes data protection and responsible use absolutely paramount. Did you know that a whopping 74% of U.S. adults are already worried about how AI might impact their privacy?
Wow, 74%. That's a big chunk of the population.
It is.
It seems like people are really starting to wake up to the potential downsides of AI. But back to this responsibility thing, who's actually accountable when AI goes wrong?
The million-dollar question, accountability and responsibility. It's the focus of Module 5.
Okay.
And it gets pretty complex.
Right.
We're talking about figuring out who takes the blame if an AI system messes up or causes harm. Lawmakers, ethicists, and tech companies are all grappling with this one.
So it's not as simple as pointing a finger at a rogue robot.
Not even close.
Wow.
This is uncharted territory, and everyone's trying to figure out the rules of the road.
It sounds like there's potential for both good and bad with AI.
Absolutely.
But, there have to be someone out there trying to do this right. Are there any industries setting a good example when it comes to ethical AI?
Yes, actually, and that's what's so encouraging.
Okay.
If we look at how industries are adopting ethics in AI, we see some pretty inspiring examples. Take a look at the roles of ethicists and compliance officers.
Okay.
They're actually using AI tools themselves to analyze massive data sets and ensure responsible AI use within their organizations.
So they're fighting fire with fire, using AI to keep AI in check.
It's a fascinating development, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And it's not just about theory. They're implementing practical solutions.
Correct.
For instance, the healthcare industry is using AI for diagnostics. But they're also hyper aware of potential bias in those algorithms and are taking steps to address it. In finance, they're leveraging AI for fraud detection while keeping data privacy front and center.
It's great to hear that some industries are really stepping up, but this can't just be a tech company problem, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's going to be impacted by AI in some way.
Absolutely. Integrating ethical AI is a responsibility for every organization, no matter the industry.
Right.
And that's where how to integrate ethical AI in business practices comes in.
Okay.
It provides a roadmap for organizations to start incorporating ethical considerations into their AI strategies.
Okay, so what's step 1? What are the key takeaways from this roadmap?
Well, the foundation is establishing clear ethical guidelines.
Okay.
We're talking about defining core values and principles that will shape how AI is developed and used within the organization.
So setting the ground rules from the get-go. Makes sense.
Exactly. But it doesn't stop there.
Okay.
Next comes the ongoing task of actively fighting against bias and ensuring fairness within AI systems.
Right, because we don't want those biased algorithms making decisions. Now, of course, we can't forget about protecting data privacy and security. That's non-negotiable in this day and age.
Absolutely. And finally, there needs to be a system for continuous monitoring and impact assessment of AI systems. It's not a set it and forget it situation.
So we've got to keep a close eye on things and make adjustments as we go.
Right.
That's a lot to consider.
It is. And it's why programs like the 𝗂𝗍 you mentioned are so crucial.
Okay.
They aim to equip individuals and organizations with the knowledge and skills to navigate these complex ethical waters.
All right, so you mentioned AI certs earlier.
Yeah.
You're saying this program can help build a culture that's ready to embrace AI, but responsibly, not just within tech companies, but across all industries.
That seems to be the goal.
Okay.
It's about empowering people to understand and apply ethical AI principles in their own work, no matter what their role is.
I'm really curious about this AI certs program now. What kind of challenges are companies facing when it comes to AI adoption? Is that what AI certs is trying to address?
It appears, so if you look at Figure 5,
Okay.
it highlights some of the major hurdles companies are encountering. The biggest ones seem to be the skills gap, the complexity of handling all that data, and the difficulties of integrating AI systems into existing workflows.
And the numbers back that up, right?
Yeah.
Like 33% of employers say the lack of AI skills is a big barrier to adopting AI in their companies.
That's right. It seems AI certs is designed to tackle these challenges head-on, focusing on practical hands-on learning.
Okay.
They're not just teaching theory. They want to give people the tools and the confidence to use AI effectively and ethically.
That's a really smart approach.
Yeah.
It seems like they're trying to bridge that gap between the theoretical and the practical, which is so important in a field that's changing as rapidly as AI. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've talked about what AI ethics is, its impact on the real world, the ethical challenges that come with it, and some examples of how industries are trying to do things the right way.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's still so much more to explore.
There is, and that's what makes this whole field so fascinating. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll delve deeper into AI certs, explore its potential benefits, and discuss how it can equip both individuals and organizations to thrive in this exciting and complex world of ethical AI.
So before we got into all this, we were talking about the AI certs program and how it's designed to help build a workforce that's ready for AI, not just in terms of technical skills, but ethical know-how too.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is how AI certs seems to offer a structured path for organizations to upskill their workforce, you know? We're not just talking about a few online courses here. This looks like a comprehensive program that equips people with the knowledge and the hands-on experience they need to really understand the ethical considerations of using AI.
It sounds like a pretty holistic approach, not just teaching people how to code, but how to think critically about the implications of AI.
Exactly. This program seems to recognize that we need to develop and use AI in a way that aligns with human values and benefits society as a whole.
Right.
It's not enough to just build a powerful tool we have to make sure it's used for good.
It reminds me of that old saying, with great power comes great responsibility.
That's a perfect analogy. And it seems AI certs is trying to instill that sense of responsibility in the next generation of AI professionals.
Okay, color me intrigued. What kind of topics does this program actually cover?
Well, from what I can gather, it's quite comprehensive. It starts with the foundations of AI ethics and its impact on society, but then it dives into specific issues like bias and fairness in AI, making AI transparent and explainable, navigating privacy and security concerns, and even understanding the legal and regulatory landscape surrounding AI.
Wow, they're really covering all the bases.
Right.
It's not just about the philosophical stuff. It's about the real-world application of ethical principles.
And from what I've seen, the modules are designed to be very practical. They use real-world case studies, hands-on projects, and even simulations to help participants apply what they're learning to actual scenarios.
That's great. It's one thing to talk about ethical AI in theory, but it's a whole other ballgame to actually put those principles into practice.
I imagine there are some serious challenges involved in implementing ethical AI within organizations.
There always are, especially when you're dealing with something as complex and rapidly evolving as AI.
What would you say are the biggest obstacles organizations face when trying to adopt ethical AI principles?
Well, sometimes it's as simple as a lack of awareness.
Okay.
Some organizations might not even fully grasp the ethical implications of using AI, or the potential risks involved.
So education and awareness are key.
Absolutely. But then there's the challenge of changing organizational culture.
Right.
Integrating ethical AI isn't just about ticking boxes. It requires a genuine shift in mindset.
Yeah.
Organizations need to be willing to prioritize ethical considerations alongside their business goals. It's about making ethics an integral part of the decision-making process, not just an afterthought.
Exactly. And let's not forget about the skills gap we discussed earlier. Finding and retaining qualified individuals who have both the technical expertise and the ethical awareness to develop and deploy AI responsibly can be a major challenge.
It sounds like programs like AI CERTs are crucial for addressing that skills gap and helping organizations build a workforce that's ready to embrace AI ethically.
I agree. By equipping individuals with the right skills and knowledge, AI CERTs can play a significant role in fostering a culture of responsible AI development.
Okay, so AI CERTs sounds like a win for organizations, but what about the individuals themselves? What are the benefits of getting certified in AI ethics?
Well, in today's job market, having that AI ethics certification can be a huge advantage.
Okay.
It shows potential employers that you're not just technically skilled, but you're also deeply committed to responsible AI development.
It was not just about doing the right thing, it's also about boosting your career prospects.
AI is becoming increasingly integrated into every industry, and employers are looking for professionals who understand both the technical side and the ethical implications.
What kind of career paths might someone with AI ethics certification pursue?
Oh, there are so many possibilities. We're seeing a whole new field emerging with roles like AI ethicists, AI auditors, and AI governance specialists.
This sounds like a whole new world is opening up for professionals with ethical AI expertise.
It is, and even in more traditional roles like data scientists, software engineers, or product managers, having a strong understanding of AI ethics is becoming essential.
It's not enough to just be technically proficient anymore. You need to have that ethical awareness to stand out in the crowd.
That's right, and AI CERTs is helping to create a new generation of AI professionals who are equipped to build and deploy AI in a way that benefits society as a whole.
It seems like AI CERTs is not only beneficial for individuals and organizations, but could also shape the future of AI itself.
Absolutely. By promoting ethical AI principles and practices, AI CERTs is helping to ensure that AI is developed and used in a way that aligns with human values and contributes to a better future for everyone.
It's encouraging to see such a proactive approach to addressing the ethical challenges of AI. It really gives me hope that we can harness the power of AI for good while minimizing the risks.
I share your optimism. AI has the potential to revolutionize countless aspects of our lives, but only if we use it responsibly and ethically.
Well said. It's a reminder that we all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI.
And that's why it's so important to stay informed, engage in these discussions, and support initiatives like AI CERTs that are working to promote ethical AI development. We can't just sit back and let technologies shape our world. We have to actively participate in shaping its development.
This has been an incredible deep dive into the world of AI ethics and how programs like AI CERTs can help build a workforce ready to embrace AI responsibly. But it feels like we've only scratched the surface.
We have, and that's what makes this topic so captivating. In the final part of our deep dive, we'll shift our focus to the global implications of AI ethics and explore the efforts being made to establish international standards and guidelines for responsible AI development.
So we've been exploring AI ethics and how AI CERTs is preparing people to navigate this ever-changing landscape. It's mind-blowing how fast this field is moving.
It really is.
We've covered a lot of ground already, from the core principles of AI ethics to the challenges and opportunities of using it responsibly across industries.
Right.
We talked about bias, fairness, transparency, explainability, privacy, security, accountability.
It's a lot.
All these huge pieces of the ethical AI puzzle.
Yeah.
And it's clear that AI CERTs is trying to bridge that skills gap and build a workforce that gets a workforce ready to develop and use AI in a way that benefits everyone.
Right.
But here's the thing that keeps popping into my head. AI doesn't stop at borders, right?
Good point.
What about the global impact of all this? It seems like ethical AI needs to be a global effort.
Absolutely. AI's impact is felt worldwide.
Yeah.
Which means we need international collaboration and global ethical standards.
Okay.
Think of it like this. We need a shared language for responsible AI development no matter where you are in the world.
That makes sense, but it also sounds incredibly complicated. How do you even begin to create guidelines that work across different cultures, legal systems, and values?
It's a huge challenge for sure.
Yeah.
But there are some promising initiatives underway. Remember UNESCO's AI ethics recommendation we touched on earlier? That's a great example. It provides a universal framework based on human rights, sustainability, inclusivity, and diversity values that resonate across the globe.
So it's about finding that common ground, that shared understanding of what ethical AI should look like no matter where it's being developed or used.
Exactly. And that focus on human rights is essential. It ensures AI is used to empower individuals and communities, not to exploit or marginalize them.
Are there any specific examples of how different regions are tackling ethical AI? You mentioned the EU is taking a pretty strong stance.
They are, if you look at Module 6, which delves into legal and regulatory issues, it highlights some interesting differences in approach.
Okay.
The EU's AI Act, for instance, categorizes AI systems based on risk and sets strict requirements for high-risk applications. They're definitely taking a more cautious approach, trying to anticipate and mitigate potential harms before they happen.
So they're trying to get ahead of the curve, so to speak.
That's a great way to put it. On the other hand, the U.S. is taking a more sector-specific approach, focusing on regulations for areas like healthcare and finance, while still encouraging innovation in other sectors.
It's fascinating to see these different approaches emerge. It feels like the whole world is trying to figure out the right balance between encouraging innovation and protecting people.
It is a delicate balance. And that's why it's so important for individuals and organizations to be part of this conversation, to share their perspectives and work towards solutions that benefit everyone. This isn't just a conversation for governments and tech giants. It's a conversation we all need to be having.
This deep dive has been eye-opening. AI ethics is such a multifaceted and rapidly evolving field, and it's clear that it's going to play a huge role in shaping our future.
Absolutely. And as AI becomes increasingly integrated into our lives, it's more important than ever to make sure it's developed and used ethically. We have a collective responsibility to steer this technology in the right direction.
So what's the key takeaway for our listener? What do we want them to remember from this deep dive?
I think the most important thing to remember is that AI ethics isn't some abstract concept. It has real-world consequences that are impacting our lives right now and will continue to do so in the future.
And each of us has a role to play in shaping that future.
Exactly. Whether you're a tech professional, a business leader, a policymaker, or just someone who cares about the future, you have the power to contribute to the ethical development and use of AI.
So stay informed, stay engaged, and keep those ethical considerations front and center as we navigate this uncharted territory.
Couldn't have said it better myself. This deep dive was just the beginning. There's a whole world of knowledge and resources out there waiting to be explored.
Who knows? Maybe this sparked an interest in AI ethics that could lead to further learning or even a career in this rapidly growing field.
The possibilities are endless.
That's it for our deep dive into AI ethics. Thanks for joining us. And until next time, keep exploring.